What's up, guys? Hope you're doing well today. First of all, I apologize for the light and I apologize for the sound because I completely forgot my microphone in the gym. I can't believe how dumb I am, especially that this video is going to be very important, and I hope you're going to hear what I have to say. It's going to be pretty long, and maybe you read the title. It's not going to be a drama video or whatever, but it is a pretty important video to me. So take some popcorn, get comfortable, and maybe listen to what I have to say. So there will be multiple chapters of this video. So there is the introduction, there is street lifting, the YouTube reaction, comments of videos on YouTube, and the conclusion. Okay? So I will try to not look at my computer too much, but I took notes, right? I basically wrote a script, okay? So I don't forget too much topics, even though there is so many things I would like to speak about, and that will be for other videos. Like, for example, how much people overcomplexify their training and think that if they are very smart, they will be so strong and stuff, while they forget about training specifically and intensely, right? They are too much into science stuff, and they're not enough in feeling and human stuff, right? Even if science says that this works better, if something feels good to you, I do think that you should do it, right? There is a part of human in sport, right, that cannot be really described by science, I think, at least. Okay, let's not get too carried away. Let's start with the introduction of the video. I'll try to take pauses between the chapters, go drink a little water, go to pee, or do something else, so I don't raise my voice too much and stress during the chapters. Okay, so let's start chill. Okay, so before I start, I have something else to say. I encourage you to count the number of times I say the word specific and specifically, because I think I'm going to say these words maybe 10,000 times, and I'm curious on how many times I'm going to say. So people that are going to watch the full video, write little dots on your hand to check how many times I say it, and comment it. It would be very kind. So let me put back the church in the center of the village. My name is Nathan Bozesh. Okay, not Bosek, not Boshesh, Bozesh. Okay, Bossech. Okay, I am 22. I've been practicing calisthenics since 6-7 years. More specifically, statics. Here you can find clips of me practicing statics. This is me practicing gymnastics rings. And finally, this is me benching 120 kg or 125. You'll correct me. Normally it's 120 kg for one rep with 58 kg body weight, so 2 times my body weight, without ever training for bench specifically. The proof is that I'm recording all my trainings. They are all available on my YouTube channel, and you never see me doing benches or weighted dips. All of that does not mean at all that I know what I'm talking about. It means that I'm pretty strong. I'm not the strongest, I'm not the weakest. I'm good at what I'm doing, or at least I'm trying. But it does not mean that I know what I'm talking about. What means that I know what I'm talking about is that during these 6-7 years of training, I've only progressed. I had 0 moments of plateau, 0 moments of no progression. I stopped calisthenics for 4 months, maybe 3 years ago, because of personal reasons, but it was not because I was too tired of not progressing. It was another reason, okay? Maybe I'll do a video about it one day. In all of my current trainings, I am still progressing. I'm learning still. I don't know everything about calisthenics, especially not statics, and especially not the rest, street lifting and stuff. That's why I would never give an advice about it, because I don't know anything about it. All I know is statics, and I don't know everything about statics. That's the thing. I will never, ever have the pretension to say I know everything. I do not know everything, and that's why I'm progressing. It's because I'm open to whatever comes, right? I'm open to modification and progression. I'm not closed and thinking that, yeah, that's how it works. I know everything. I'm so smart, right? I don't think you will progress in your life if you're like that. Not even in calisthenics, in life, in general, right? You need to be open. So I would like to start. Feel like I'm saying I would like to start, but the video like is already 10 minutes. So I would like to start with 2 sentences that could explain a lot about the current situation in calisthenics. So I'm not a philosopher, okay? I'm not a smart guy, but I like to read sometime, and I wrote these 2 sentences, and I thought they would fit well the moment. So Epictetus said, "It's impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already know." I think it's very perfect. It's a wonderful sentence. If you think you know everything, you will not progress and you will never learn anything. Okay. The second phrase is from Albert Camus. He said, "To misname things is to add to the misfortune of the world." I'm trying to have a good pronunciation, okay? So, if you misname something, you will never be able to talk about it correctly, okay? That's why I'm going to give a definition of static. If you have a better definition, if you think that what I'm saying is bullcrap, make sure to comment, be respectful, tell me I'm wrong, and explain why. So, static for me is a specific, relative, endurance strength sport. What does it mean? It means that you are working with your body weight and only your body weight, right? When you're doing competition, you're not having a weighted vest or weighting ankle weight. You can train weighted calisthenics. When I call my weighted calisthenics is weighted skills. That's going to help you actually to progress. Doing weighted skills is going to help you to progress for sure if you're high level and you're struggling to add intensity to your training. It is going to help you. Anyway, let's go back to the definition. It means that you are working with your body weight and only your body weight in order to move your body in space in very specific positions, often related with balance, that require very specific body adaptation, like wrist flexibility, like shoulder opening, protraction, retraction, and other things, okay, depending on what's the skill you want to work. All of that, as long as possible, the minimum in competition is 2 times 45 seconds, while keeping the same form from the beginning to the end of the performance. And that's it. For me, this is static, okay? To me, and I repeat, to me, the key of static is to be open to changement, as I said already, and it's based on 3 big rules that if you follow, you will progress. We have specificity, intensity, and consistency. To me, at least to me, it's my way of thinking calisthenics. That's what I teach to my students, and that's why I do for my own progression, okay? What will make you progress is if you train as often as possible, as intense as possible, and the most specific way possible, okay? With that said, I think we can start with the first subject, street lifting. I've seen some people being shocked that I'm eating during the video, like who is eating in the video? Like it's prison, you know, I can't eat in my home. Anyway, I don't have anything to eat right now, but if I feel like eating a banana, I will eat a banana, and you have nothing to say about it. If you're not happy, come get me in my home. I live in the 30. I'll put a beep so you don't hear. Okay. Not so long ago, I had a call with Jan Barzigo. And that's actually right now the first time in whole of my channel history that I'm saying his name. I've never mentioned his name before. You can check the previous videos. Not once I said his name. I said, maybe you know what I'm talking about or who I'm talking about, but never said his name. Everyone in the comment understood directly what I was talking about, so maybe there is an issue. I don't know. Jan is a very kind guy. He's very nice. We went on a 20-minute call over Instagram. At first, I did not want it, because For me, it's going to be a loss of time. You don't have anything to teach me. But then I realized that I had the opportunity to speak with one of the biggest influencers of calisthenics and expose him my problems, right? What I think is wrong in what he is doing. So I was like, yeah, let's do it because I think it can be beneficial for everyone. So we talked about a lot of topics that I'm going to come back to later. But the most important thing I will remember about this call is that he said word for word, I am right. Nathan, I am right to say what I say. If you train statics, you will learn statics faster than if you train weighted basics in order to learn statics. If you don't believe me, wait a second. Well, first of all, he said it under my YouTube video. We can see a comment, and I hope we will be able to hear.
People will always watch me, I'll always share different things to you, and this doesn't mean that your things are not good, you just need to tell them, bro, that's one way of doing it, it's good, but to get skills faster, even Jan agreed that this way is better, if you actually do skills. Simple, you have my confirmation, so you can tell them, that's the way I suggest them to do, to get to skills, because you'll gain some muscles, you'll gain some strength, and you'll have to skip through a lot of progressions, which is, bro, it's not that enjoyable. For most people, it's not enjoyable to do progressions. It's more enjoyable to do actions. So just use this voice note. Every time they measure me, use this voice note and I have the pass.
So I have the pass, you see? So he said that you will skip through the progression, and it is completely false. You never skip through the progression. You will have to learn the correct progression at one point. Whatever. We'll come back to that later. Anyway, so he said that I was right, so to me there is absolutely no drama. The main issue I had with Jan is that he have an extremely large audience and he don't seem to understand that everything he's saying have a real weight on what his followers think and will do in the future. So during the call, I advised him to be more moderated in what he was telling his followers and use words like, according to me, or to my experience, this is the best way to get to XYZ results. And not the best 10 out of 10 tips you never heard before because I have knowledge that the other guys don't have because I am, you see what I mean, right? It could be misleading, and it is misleading to a lot of young people. Or for example, when he's saying that coaches often don't tell the truth to their students in order to keep them with them because they have a chance to lose them if they tell them the truth, right? And see them progressing too fast. I'm going to put you directly the subtitle of his videos. It's saying word for word what I just said, right? I hope I'm not putting words in his mouth, but normally I have screenshots that prove that I am not putting words in anyone's mouth, right? I do not think that it is a good move to do such a thing, especially when you have such a large community and also when coaching is one of the main revenue source for most calisthenics athletes. Anyway, I don't have anything against him. His videos are clearly not for me. I'm not the target audience, and it's fine, it's okay. But I hope that he knows and that he understood my point during the call, that he have a very big community and that everything he's saying is very, very, very important. He cannot allow himself to say incredible stuff, right? Or share false information. It cannot do that. Especially that this community is mainly kids that are looking to learn calisthenics the best way possible, and they are very easily influenced by whatever he says. Next chapter will be YouTube reaction. So basically I'm doing a reaction of some guy that did a reaction of one of my videos. So the YouTuber Zdenek Latal, I hope I'm not pronouncing it wrong. Tell me if you're going to see this video, please tell me if I'm saying something wrong. He did a video reacting to one of my videos. It's weird that he put an image of Jan Barzigel while I don't mention Jan Barzigel once in the video, and the video is about my video, so why would you put Jan Barzigel face? I guess it's making more views. Can understand that, nobody will judge you for that. The thing is that he was clearly on Jan's side, and I noted two issues on some of the things he said. So let's see. I'm going to read a little right now because it's things that he said. Issue number one, you can explain things even if you never did them. And I do agree that you can explain most of the basic of calisthenics if you never practiced. ChatGPT is doing it very well. However, I do think also that in order to understand fully a motion as complex as planche or sat or multis or stuff like that, and explain it correctly, you need, and I insist on you need, to have done it at one point in your life, especially with the non-existent scientific documentation about this sport. There is stuff as trajectory, positioning, technical details that can only be understood if done correctly at least once. Example, height in planche. How do you understand height in planche? How do you explain height in planche if you never have practiced it before? How do you explain a trajectory of presses, trajectory of push-up if you never felt it before? How do you explain a leg implication, a toe trajectory, a heel trajectory if you never experienced it before, a line? I think it's very tricky, and especially with so little documentation about the sport. I'm not spitting on any coaches. I respect you. If you have knowledge, it's very cool. If you worked with very cool athletes and you asked them stuff and documented yourself and evolved in this sport, but did not have the chance of practicing it, but you still have knowledge, respect it completely. Someone that only achieved weighted pull-ups and ultra bad form straddle planche will not be able to fully explain how to have a correct progression in very specific skills. It is my opinion, it engaged only me. If you think I'm completely wrong, I encourage you to comment down below and tell me, Nathan, you're wrong because, and then you write this long of a text, and I reply something like, too long I did not read, and yeah, I think it will be a good exchange. Issue number 2, you can't use what worked for you and expect it to work for other people. So I had this told so many times. Unfortunately, I do not commit the mistake of thinking that everyone is like me, okay? I am well aware of my genetics and I know they are helping me to my progress, okay? However, let's not forget that I'm doing coaching since a little more than 4 years. Therefore, I had the time to experiment, analyze what type of training made my students progress the best. And it turned out, strangely, that the less specific the training was, the less progress the student was making. I do not have only my coaching experience, because I have been talking with athletes such as Ilyas, Livan, Dailong, Kevin, and many other more. And it turned out that they all get the same answers. The more specific the student is working, no matter his height, weight, or level, right? The more specific he's working, the best his skills are going to progress. And that's about that. Once again, I'm open to discussion, but I do think that specificity is one of the key of this sport, unfortunately. I'm really sad that I have to emphasize so much on such a logical thing, right? Anyway, I think I've been moderated enough. I've took enough little pinch of salt in my videos saying like, yeah, I think that maybe, yeah, it could be useful, but is it the best? No, okay? It can be used in specific programs. It can be used in specific programs done very specifically, like dips, you keep the hollow protraction. For pull-ups, you do it narrow, neutral grip, and you try to retract and pull with your lats as much as you can. It's going to help you for sure. Okay, it's going to help you for sure. But is it better? I don't know. Let's see the next topic. Oh, I'm starting to get cold. I don't know about you guys, how it is in your country, but in Bulgaria right now, these days, it's humid and cold. Okay, the comment of the video, let's check some of the comments. So, this one is referring to this screenshot. I'm going to put the screenshot. It's a discussion I had with Jan under one of my YouTube videos. I let you pause the video and check what Jan have to say and what I have to say about what he said. The guy says, you're saying that Jan is giving random numbers like 40 kg dips for 10 kg, but you suggest 15 dips and 15 pull-ups. Where do you get that from? Well, I have to admit that those numbers, 15 pull-up, 15 dip, 15 push-ups, are not very scientific, right? I'm giving this number because I think that, first of all, I did not say you need to do that or that. I said more or less, right? It's if you think that you need more, do more. If you think that you need less, do less. I just think that with these numbers of repetition, you're aware enough of your own body in space. You have enough relative strength in order to start working on more specific motion and trajectories such as handstand push-up, lean planche push-up, tuck front lever pull-ups, and other more specific elements. Okay? I hope I replied to your question. This one is my little favorite. It's one of my favorite, this one. I will have to talk about this topic one day in my life. Like, I'll have to do a video about it because it's very interesting. Gymnasts have been training for 20 plus years, and the guy put a lot of comment like saying that I don't know what I'm talking about because gymnasts are training since 20 years and they have a level on rings and stuff. Gymnasts are training since more than 20 years and achieve Olympics level on rings. Not always, okay. Most of the gymnasts have very low level on only strength-based rings element, right? Because they are working on 10 plus apparels more than rings, right? So they can't progress only on rings. It is not possible, but it does not mean that they work 20 years only on rings to achieve their level. It is not true, it is false. There is a very strong athlete, calisthenics athlete, that have practiced rings for 2, 3, 4 years and achieve European or maybe national levels. Okay, I'm thinking of Clément Blossom, I'm thinking about my friend Kaloyan, and I'm thinking about even me, right? I did not train for 20 years and I'm already doing pretty cool stuff on rings. I don't have the swings, but it would not take me 20 years to learn swings on the rings, right? So please, let's stop with this legend. Olympic athletes are not that strong because they've been training 20 years. They've been training 20 years because they don't only have rings to train for. They have tumbling, they have, I don't know, other things, right? Parallel bars and other things, but not only rings. I hope you understand what I have to say. We need to debunk that because it's completely crazy. I'll have to do a video about it. And I have this question, I really don't want to talk about it, but it have been asked too many times. And I hope I'm not going to get in trouble with that answer. People are basically asking me, but what about Larry Wheels? I've never seen him do a lean planche or a thing like that, and he's having a very good progression on calisthenics. And I do agree. But they're saying that thinking that it would break everything that I said before, right? That specificity is key. So, don't get me wrong. Larry Wheels' calisthenics progression is incredible. Okay, it's crazy, and I'm the first dude that when I see a video of Larry doing a planche or doing a muscle up or trying stuff, to say, wow, I love you, you're the best. I'm a fan, okay? I'm a fan of Larry Wheels. I love him. I'm following him since a very long time. I love him so much, okay? Please, Larry, notice me. Send me a message. I want to become your friend, man, okay? Anyway, however, Larry did do calisthenics before his gym journey. He said that in one of his podcasts. I'll try to find the moment he said that. But he was doing pull-ups and dips and more specific stuff like maybe flag and so. I'll try to find the podcast moment, okay? If I don't manage to, I'm sorry. But I heard it. I'm listening to all of the video of Larry Wheels. Do not doubt me. I'm a fan. But also, and mainly, he have insane genetics for strength gain. Okay, we've seen that on all his movement, like the powerlifting movement and stuff. He have a nervous system that is allowing him to gain strength so fast and become so strong. Okay, that is completely incredible. He have done insane shoulder and chest movements since years, like benches and strongman stuff and powerlifting stuff using shoulder motion and stuff, lifting and stuff, like doing like that with the shoulder, which is kind of the same motion, like at least it's more specific than dips, right? He's done all of that for a very, very long time. And also, of course, he's using PEDs. And I respect that. It's cool. I don't care. You do whatever. I respectful because I'm too scared to use PEDs. But maybe one day I will. Maybe one day I will. And I'm a bit too scared for that. But who knows? Anyway, I respect that a lot. However, you cannot compare your potential progression as a beginner in calisthenics as the progression that Larry Wheels have. It is not possible. Impossible. Don't compare yourself to a guy like that, okay? As much as you can't compare yourself as a guy like Livan, or compare yourself as a guy as Ilyes, or me, or Dailong, or Onizuka, or Mani, or stuff like that. You can't compare. You will have your own progression, okay? Let's go with the conclusion. Let's finish this. To conclude, my theory is that tall people won't progress as fast as shorter people. There is reason for that. Tall people are more heavy in general. They're heavier. They're taller, so the leverage is more difficult. The goal in calisthenics in general is to lift your legs parallel to the ground. If you have very long legs, it's going to be very difficult to lift them. Very difficult, but is it impossible? I don't know. They will get frustrated, and so they will be more tempted to listen guys like Jan Barzigel that will ask them to change their approach and do more weighted calisthenics and weighted basics in general. They will see progress due to no leverages, as I said, easier trajectory, no isometries, and it's easier to lift heavy weight when you're tall and heavy than when you're small and light, right? In general, okay? So they will think that since they are seeing better results in this movement, if they continue, it will impact their skills. The truth is that by doing that, they changed sport. It is not the same sport, and they will still have to learn everything that they thought they would skip. And I'm sorry to tell you that, yes, there is a difference between an ultra crappy bad form planche retracted with no line, with no height, with no grip, with no nothing that you will achieve by doing dips and other stuff that are not specific to planche, for example, than a planche that have height, a good grip, a proper trajectory in presses, good positioning, and good protraction. I'm sorry to tell you that. I'm not talking to Jan directly, but if he was listening, it would be great. You can't skip the boring part. You cannot skip the boring part. No matter how smart and jacked you look, you cannot skip the boring part. You'll have to do it at one point. I'm not saying that you'll have to stay on them for 10 years, depending on your progression, but you'll have to experiment on tuck planche, you'll have to experiment on straddle planche, you'll have to build volume. It is important, it is mandatory, it is like that. That's the sport. So I checked with some friends. I asked them to make me a list of 180 centimeter athletes. So we had Vincent Cali, very impressive strength and multis and everything. We have Kalis Rama, very impressive, 180 meter, insane skills and combos and strength and incredible. Who else do we have? Elias Page, at his prime, he had a wonderful butterfly. He had Victorian cross on rings. He had insane skills, okay? We have Inyas that have a wonderful one-arm planche, and of course a wonderful multis and a lot of combos. And other guys, but like they're maybe less relevant. Maybe they're a bit smaller. Like all of these guys are 180 meter. So yeah, if you want to get yourself excuses, it's on you, right? Nobody's going to blame you. It's fine to be weak. You do whatever you want, but do not complain about how unfair is this sport. I never complain ever in my life that I am not an NBA player, right? I'm not a basketball NBA superstar, right? I never complain about it. I'm living my life very well. If you decide to do calisthenics, you will know that you won't be a top competitive athlete, and it's okay. But you will be able to planche and stuff as much as if I am playing basketball, I'll be able to dribble and to throw the ball and shit. So yeah, I hope you like this video, guys. I know I'm going to have a lot of enemies on that. which is pretty sad because it's like I'm saying the sun is shining and the sky is blue sometimes it's gray also, or like the water is wetting you, right? But some people do not agree with these affirmations, and I will be completely open to debate with you guys unless you write books, right? I don't have time to read books. If you write something interesting, or if you send me a vocal in private messages on Instagram, I will listen to you guys. But please don't insult my mother. Please don't threaten me. Would be cool. I appreciate. And most importantly, do not send messages to Jan Barzigol, or do not send messages to Zetnek Latal. Do not send messages to them. We don't want to start a drama. I just want the truth to be told, right? It is too important. I don't think there is enough calisthenics athletes at high level that are speaking about this sport, and if we do not speak, it's going to die and disappear and be misinformed, and people are going to get lost, and he's going to die. Hope you liked it, guys. Make sure to leave a comment, a like, tell me what you think. Maybe share this video to friends that are doing street lifting. Maybe they will recognize themselves in what I said. Take care of you, and see you soon.